Hi, this is Ty Domhoff. I'm interviewing George Mandis, and he's a neighbor of mine. And so, George, tell me about where you grew up.
Well, I grew up, Ty, in Cincinnati, Ohio. I was born in Oakley, and after moving to Harrison for about 3 or 4 years, when my dad had a ice cream store there, we moved back to Norwood, and I was getting raised in Norwood. Went to Norwood High School and graduated in 1947. And before graduating from high school, it was a matter of helping my dad run a restaurant in Norwood, close to the Chevrolet plant, which was making war materials.
Mm-hmm.
I would go in the morning before going to school and help him, and then after school, the same thing. It kind of hurt my athletic endeavors, because I couldn't always go to one or the other depending on the time of year it was. At the end of my junior year in high school, I filled a job with the United States government. They came to high school and asked if there was anybody could go for 3 to 4 months to Yosemite National Park to fight fires and control blister rust. Blister rust is a disease that would get on the gooseberry bushes, and the gooseberry bushes would contract it to the redwood trees in Yosemite. Mm. And that's what we did for all the time until the war ended in August of 1945.
Wow.
And then
So was that part of World War II, right?
it was part of World War II.
Okay.
So I was 17 years old and worked for the government, and there wasn't many people who could say that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, what was how many did you have in your family, from brothers, sisters, and?
Well, we had at home. My mother was married once and had one daughter, and then her husband died when he was 23 years old. Hmm. And she met my dad down at Egel and Meese Brothers in Oakley Square, and she married him, and she had 4 more children. There was Jim, my brother, who is now deceased, and Mimi, who was Amelia. She's also deceased. And then there was me, and then we had one more, which was made a total of 5, and that was Bill. Ruth also has passed away. So I'm the oldest one living now, and Bill is 2 years younger, and he lives down in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
I am 84 years old right now.
Okay.
I will be 85 in November. I was born November 4th, 1928, the day that Herbert Hoover was elected president.
How about that? Very cool. All right. So after you fought in the war a little bit, did you ever go to college or?
I went to night school at the University of Cincinnati for a little over 3 years.
Okay.
And then it got broken off because I had to go. Did get drafted and went to the Army. I was only in there a short time. I had some eye trouble, and they let me out of the Army.
Now, was World War II, was that the only war you fought in, or did you fight in?
That was, when I went in the Army, it was the Korean War.
Okay. Okay. All right. So tell me about what you did for a living. Sure.
Well, when I got out of high school, I took a job with Continental Can Company in the accounting department. And I stayed there until I went in the Army and come back out. I went back to work at Continental. In the meantime, my mother and father closed up shop in Norwood and moved to Sarasota, Florida. So Continental Can had a huge operation in Tampa, which was 50 miles north of Sarasota. So I decided to go there and see if I could get a job. I worked at